Okay, hello everyone. Welcome to week 7 in Introduction to Linguistics. Our topic this week is about morphology. Um, this is one of the microlinguistics that discuss about the combination of words. You can read later on the description. You can watch this video, and then once again you can read this PowerPoint to absorb and improve your current knowledge. Firstly, uh, the morphology will consist of discussion for morphemes, then conditioning and words. Then I remind you because you need to prepare your mid-examination this week. So I will give no task or assignment this week. Just maximize your time to read the material since the first week related with the our course grid materials, then related with whether language in general, then uh, phonetic, phonology till morphology. So this is the last materials of our mid-exam. Okay, we have a review of language. This is the communication. Language is a code for thought. That's why we use our thought through this one. I hope you are familiar with this. We have encoding and decoding. What we are used is about word because we form many things in our mind into word. Here I give you sample. Let's read it together. A flea and a fly in a flue were impatient, so what could they do? Said the flea, let us fly. Said the fly, let us flee. So they flew through a flow in the flue. Yeah, quite interesting. There are many common pronunciation for it, the similar one, and then what we are going to discuss is about the word classes, word category. We have a flea, then in the third one, let us fly, said the fly, let us flee. Flee here in the fourth line, it's different with the first line. The first line is about noun, and then the fourth line is about verb. Yeah, this is our main point. Here in linguistic related to morphology, we need to know about word classes, word category, atau di uh, kosakata lain, another terminology, part of speech. Don't get confused with it. Word classes or part of speech. It has content words. Jadi seperti uh, open class vocabulary itu noun, verb, adjective, adverb. Why it is said by open class? Because it can be added through the time because it is flexible. And then it consists of the main meaning. Jadi noun itu yang membawa makna utama. Verb same with this, bring the main meaning. And it can be added like noun, The form, if you study history of linguistic itu kan ada kosakata yang bertambah Shakespeare, lalu from apa itu Viking, and extra add from the trading, from this modern era, it add noun, verb, adjective, ada kosakata baru di sini. Tapi yang lainnya salah satunya adalah selain content words, we have function words. Pronouns, conjunction, auxiliary, yaitu disebut closed class vocabulary. Karena apa? Karena it can be added by the social convention, kan? Pronouns in, on, for example, apa maksudnya? They, we, are, you, conjunction, and auxiliary, dan sebagainya itu. It's already fixed, closed class. Sudah tertutup. Nah, lalu apa hubungannya dengan morpheme? Words can be related to other words. For example, happy dan unhappy itu. Nah, the main one is happy. Lalu kok bisa ada un-nya, unhappy? What does it mean? Oh, it to have additional meaning, but without change the main or the fundamental word, just add another an, ya. Nah, ini fenomena ini disebut morphology, ya, word formation rules, karena ada rules of combination. Nah, yang fundamental element seperti happy, an itu disebut morpheme. Jadi morpheme is the smallest unit that carries information about meaning function. Ya, the smallest unit that carries information about meaning or function. Okay. Morpheme ini be identifiable from one word to another, ya, contribute in some way to meet the meaning of the whole word. Nah, itu contoh-contohnya. Jadi morpheme itu selain the smallest unit that carries information about meaning or function, bisa terdiri dari be identifiable from one word to another. Then contribute in some way to the meaning of the whole word. Ya. Monomorphemic yang terdiri dari single morpheme, ada train, track, dan sebagainya. Kalau polymorphemic itu complex words. Jadi seperti tadi unhappy, di sini ada builder, itu build dan er, more than one morpheme. This is called by polymorphemic. Oke. Nah, sekarang how many morpheme are there in each of the following word? Nah, dari unhappier, ya, dari unhappy plus er. Unhappy consists of un and happy. Jadi penyusunnya jangan sampai terbalik-balik ya. Bukan happier than unhappier, no, but unhappier, unhappy, and er, then unhappy itself consists or divided into two, un and happy. Ya, each bring meaning. Ya. This is polymorphemic. Ada juga yang cranberry morpheme. Apa itu cranberry morpheme? Cranberry morpheme is sounds like morpheme or polymorphemic, but actually it doesn't bring a certain meaning. Karena apa? Kalau cranberry morpheme seperti strawberry, blackberry, blueberry, ya, it's already one morpheme. It is not by berry, berry, berry. It's not by that morpheme, but this is about single morpheme, not polymorphemic. Nah, sekarang ini kita lewati saja. Nah, pembagiannya tadi yang berry itu kan cranberry morpheme ya. Kalau yang unhappy, happy and di sini ada door, ya, doors, door and as itu ada jenis-jenisnya morpheme ya. Types of morpheme. We have bound and free morpheme. What is it? Free morpheme, the morpheme that can be a word by itself. So it sounds like independent morpheme. Yeah. Then the other one, bound morpheme must be attached to another element or dependent morpheme. Depends on the free morpheme. Ya, seperti door. Door can have a word, can have a meaning by itself kan. Tapi kalau as kan enggak. Jadi as must be attached itu door. Jadi nanti memiliki makna kalau pintunya itu jamak ya. It's about a plural door. Oke. Okay? Ya. Sebentar. What does as mean? Nah, itu tadi ya. So, door is the bound, door is a free morpheme, then the additional as a plural is a bound morpheme. Lalu jenis ada ini ya, morphology change. Dibagi menjadi ada dua prosesnya. One is about inflectional morpheme, and then the other one is derivational morpheme. What are the differences? Ya, di sini kita punya clouds and cloudy. Clouds and cloudy. Mana yang inflectional, mana yang derivational. Inflectional morpheme provide further information about an existing lexical item. Contoh tadi yang car, cars, door, doors. Itu hanya maknanya sama, hanya menambahkan saja kalau itu jamak. Ya, this is inflectional morpheme. Jump and jumped. Sama maknanya jump, hanya satunya present, satunya lampau in the past. Then the other one we have derivational morpheme. creates an entirely new word. So it brings a new word. Ya, cloud, cloudy. Ya, karena cloud itu awan, kata benda, jadi berawan. Sudah berbeda. Kelas katanya juga berbeda. Jadi sebelum kita lanjut, kalau clouds itu, and clouds doesn't change the word class or the part of speech. Ya, itulah inflectional morpheme. Tapi kalau derivational morpheme itu change the part of speech or word category. Ya, so please remember about this. Ya. Then in morpheme added to free morpheme to make other free from. Jadi bound morpheme tadi ya bisa terdiri dari affixes ya. Ada 4 jenis, ini sama dengan bahasa Indonesia. You can elaborate it by another language ya. Prefix, suffixes ya, prefixes, suffixes, infixes, circumfixes. Contohnya kalau prefixes ya unable, suffixes ya refusal, infixes di incredible jadi in bloody credible. Ya, for example, circumfixes ya ini enlighten. Nah, kalau prefix itu di depan, suffixes bisa di belakang, infixes itu bisa di tengah. Nah, circumfixes ini bisa penggabungan ya di depan dan di belakang. Nah, ini nanti bisa dipelajari. Lalu selain itu ada zero morpheme. Selain bound morpheme, free morpheme, we have zero morpheme. What is it? Zero morpheme like this. Yeah. The relationship between yellow and yellow from adjective to verb is exactly the same as white and wheaten. Tadi itu disebut zero morpheme karena tidak berubah. Tetapi kelas katanya berubah kan? Yang yellow to yellow, brown to brown, clear to clear, calm to calm. Nah, itulah zero morpheme. Whether it doesn't change the word, but the word category is changed. Ya. Lalu di morphology, we also learn about allomorph. Allomorph is the variant form of morpheme. Ya, variant form of morpheme. We have, for example, on cats, dogs, ya, horses, oxen, sheep, geese. Phonological condition, its form is dependent on the adjunct phoneme. Kalau ada lexical condition, its form seems to be purely accidental one, linked to particularly vocabulary item. Ya. Oke, selain itu kita ada compound juga. The combination of two free morpheme. Previously we have combination of free and bound, free and bound, free and bound. Now if it is combination of bound and free and free, we have compound. Ya, head dengan headnya. Contohnya nih black and bird, blackbird, sleep walker, book case, happy hour. Itu tidak dispasi ya, maaf. And extra. That's compound morpheme. Oke. Nah, ini yang tadi ya, bound roots ini tidak untuk compound, tidak untuk juga bound and free, tapi ini sudah cranberry morpheme tadi ya. Oke, lainnya you can read it by yourself. Ya, ini hanya cara-cara pembentukannya, bisa dengan blend ya, smoke ya, smoke and fog, motor, hotel, motel. Nah, ada juga yang onomatopoeia, ada word just from names ya, truncation, clip words ya, ada way of forming words. Okay, I think that's all for our meeting this week. Please study more about morphology. We have the same kind of pattern in Bahasa Indonesia or in other languages, but you need to find more samples in English language. Yeah. Thank you very much for this week. Happy reading, happy watching the video, and prepare for your mid examination. Yeah, it will be essay, short essay. Yeah, consists of 6 till 7 questions, and you can do it for 24 hours. Jadi besok saat jadwal saya buka 24 jam untuk mengerjakannya. Okay, thank you very much. Goodbye. Keep in touch with me if you have questions. Yeah.